Yo, and welcome to the No Facts Podcast. This is Mark for episode 2 and a very special intro to today's episode. I'm going to give it away to my co-host.
Hey, what's up? This Ty. Hey, first I want to start off with giving a shout out to my friend Hope. You know, we had a good laugh about a week ago or so. It's something you posted that I'm going to give you a little flashback on, and I told you this is what I was going to do for you. Remember Rick James, the BET Awards, what he said. Here we go, Hope. Hey, for the girl backstage, I want to make it perfectly clear. Never mind who you thought I was. I'm Rick James, bitch. Let's go.
The No Facts Podcast. Discussing everything, verified by nothing. And now your hosts, Mark and Ty.
She'll know what she know.
What has been going on in the world of Dodgers baseball? Because the last thing I remember seeing was them getting absolutely shit canned by a lesser team.
That's nothing fucking new. We just went through 11-1 loss the day before yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. Why they gotta play like shit?
11-1?
Yes, they lost 11-1. Coming off, first of all, they came off a road trip where they went 6-4. Not bad.
Right.
Okay. Then you come home. You have a day off prior to you having to play, so it ain't like you didn't know who your opponent was coming up. You playing the fucking stinking A's that ain't done shit. Okay. Now here we go. Still that same lineup that don't fucking hit. They come out, pitching staff looking crazy, not doing their jobs. Everybody acting like they don't know what the hell they doing. We playing the fucking A's, dude. They sorry. They don't match your talent. I don't understand, dude. Why do y'all lose to lesser fucking teams? It irritates the shit out of me. Knowing the A's ain't won shit since '89. Y'all lose to all these lower tier teams. You let these teams just have their way with you, and it's no embarrassment to y'all or nothing. But anyway, they won. They came back and won last night. I can't even believe it. Fucking Muncy hit a fucking home run. I guess he got scared because of what happened to Barnes yesterday. Barnes got cut. Thank God. That's the one domino to fall. We still got a couple of more to go. Okay? Now I guess Muncy thought about it. It was like, hey, that was close to home. I better start playing, hitting his ball or whatever the hell he called himself not doing, but need to be doing. So with Barnes gone, hopefully next is Taylor. Muncy, I'm pretty sure you're on that list. And we need to start getting some of these young players up, man, giving them a shot, man, because these old dudes just, they not really playing for nothing more than paychecks, dude. Like, the younger cats want to play, to get a ring and get their money. You know what I'm saying? They playing for a contract. These older dudes already got millions, dude. They already got 2 rings already. They in it just for whatever now.
I think that's the sentiment across the board with a lot of sports, isn't it?
Well, yeah. That's why you got to go younger. I say stay young. Rotate your players every 3 to 4 seasons. Bring in new blood. Release the old dudes. Because you're never... The old dudes just get to a point where they just want to take care of their family, make sure they secure. It ain't about wins and contracts no more. You know what I mean? They done stacked up their millions, and most of them are pretty smart, so I'm pretty sure they have other businesses that they rather dive into and get ready to exit. You know what I mean? So help them with that process. Get them up out of here, and let's get some young blood and some hungry kids, and let's we the city of champions, dude. I don't understand. And segue to the fucking Lakers. What are we doing, dude? Like, what are we doing? We got all this trash on the bench. I'm looking at everybody in the playoffs bench contributing. Their bench players are contributing.
Mm-hmm.
We're at home because our bench players don't contribute, but was collecting fat checks. You know, and I'm sick of sports being like that. The only sport that really ain't like that is football, because I'm glad the way they pay them according to how they perform. You know, you want more money, you gonna play and try to get these numbers and do this. With baseball and basketball, these dudes they already get $40 million out the gate. They never touched a pro ball before, nothing. They already $40 million in. Like, that ain't no incentive to try to go get nothing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm just saying, you know, the shit is so much different, dude. It's like basketball and baseball, y'all need to do something about this shit, man. Y'all need to really regulate what y'all giving out to these players and pay them according to what they're giving you. You know?
Okay, so with the Dodgers, final verdict on what okay. Dave Roberts is tossed out. Ty's hired. What are you doing? First, day one, what are you doing?
First day one, I'm meeting with every motherfucker. And I'm letting them know what's happening. I got your stat sheet. I got a stat sheet here with your stats on it. I'm giving you 2 series to get better. You understand what I'm saying? Pitchers, I don't know why the fuck y'all hurt, but whatever y'all doing that's keeping y'all from performing and you getting paid, knock it off, because you on a hit list too. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to bring in these young guns. We going to lose some games, but they going to be getting better as time go on, because they going to want that money. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'd rather lose with young players than to keep losing with you motherfuckers that can't stay healthy or can't hit the ball because you've been in the league 10 years, or you can't do this, or you ain't going to do. You know, that's more than likely how y'all thought process is, what I ain't going to do.
Yeah.
You know, you already millionaire, so you're like, well, can't nobody tell me what to do. I'm a millionaire. That's how everybody get that. That's that millionaire, what should I say, bravado. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell me shit. I'm boss. You know what I mean? But no, it's always somebody higher than you, bruh. Somebody's cutting them checks. Unless you the man cutting them checks, I suggest you bow down. You know what I'm saying? That's all I think.
You think that's a part of it? I mean, not necessarily with the players, but like, say with management, like they're not doing enough to be a little more strict on the players and give them a reason to want to play harder. Or I don't know, man, because even with football, for example, when I see guys slacking off, it's like, pull that motherfucker, and tell him you're not playing until I see something out of you, you know?
Yeah.
Is that kind of like what you're referring to? But like, do you think that that's not happening as much with management itself? Like,
you know what? Managers can only control so much. To me, it's the general manager. Mm-hmm. He's the one that everybody pretty much answers to. You know what I'm saying? You don't talk to the owner. The owner don't got time for you. You understand? I've hired him, so you talk to him, and he'll come to me, and I'll make a decision. That's how the shit go. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So everybody think it's the person face you see. It's not the person face who you see that's calling the shots. Yeah, we get on Roberts, and we like, oh, he's making it. No, he's already had something rolled out to him that day before that game came. We're going to play this player. We're going to play this player. So he got to go by the script. So we get mad at him because he's the face we see. But it's the GM, you know, giving him that. Because I'm pretty sure he want to play the players that are hot, keep them in to keep winning. You know what I'm saying? But they come to him and say, oh, we want this player in today. We want this player in today. We want this player in. He got to go by that script. You know what I mean? He can't not do it. I mean, he can. But at the end of the day, he going to get reprimanded for it, I'm sure. You know, they be like, okay, if you can't do what we tell you, we're going to hire somebody that will. You understand what I'm saying? You know, so that's the way this shit go. But we get mad at Roberts. It's misplaced anger because, you know, a lot of people don't know the game. But it's the GM really running the shit. You know what I'm saying? And if shit get too bad, that's when the owner steps in. Like, hey, what's going on with my ball club? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? You know, so. But it got to get real bad before that happens. It got to be like the Washington Redskins type shit. You know what I mean? Before they start, the league intervenes. Like, hey, what's wrong with this? What's going on here? With this?
So since we're talking about GMs, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite GMs, Mr. Brandon Beane. And I wanted to talk about some of the moves that he made because, like I mentioned last week that I was a little nervous, but I really did a deep dive and like I looked into all the free agency moves and then the draft and stuff like that. Now the draft was pretty decent. it was defense focused.
Yes.
And,
Thank goodness.
And I think that was I think Bean had said something
Yeah.
on Twitter to people who were complaining about that.
Quit bitching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's pretty fucking badass.
Yeah, I like that.
But I think a couple of the really big players that he got on during a free agency.
Yeah. They're not done.
Joey Bosa.
They're not done.
Larry Ogunjobi.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, man.
Those are two
That's some
fucking...
ballers, man.
Yeah, dude. Those
That's
are
some ballers.
And I had to double check, and I was like, reminding myself, fucking, what's his name is gone? Glass ankles. Oh my god, what's his name?
Who? Von Miller?
There you go, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Miller been done, man,
Yeah,
since
so I'm like-
2016.
Oh yeah, dude.
I don't know why they hired him.
I wasn't a fan of the
After the
pickup
Super Bowl with the
yeah.
Rams, he was done.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm seeing here some of the other stuff that they did. Dane
They brought
Jackson,
back-
who I think you really
Yeah.
dislike. Kendrick
Yeah.
Green. Joshua Palmer.
Uh-huh.
Re-signed guys like Ty Johnson, who is okay.
Okay.
Reggie Gilliam, which another one is
Okay.
And then they signed Darrington Evans.
Uh-huh.
Then they also signed safety Derek Forrest, which I thought was pretty
Pretty
decent.
decent. Yep.
Michael Hocht. Sorry if I'm butchering that name. And then cornerback Elijah Moore, which I also think is okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But it looks like, I don't know, man. Like, a lot of people were talking about, this team has no number one receivers. It's all number two
That's
receivers.
beautiful.
And I'm like, this is perfect because you don't have a diva that's going to be,
Demanding
I
shit.
want the play structured around me.
Right.
This way, it's like we have every single play that's designed where if a receiver is open, he gets the ball.
gets
Doesn't
the
matter
ball.
who it is, which is great.
There's no crying on
And
the
they started
sideline.
doing that last season, and I thought that it did pretty well.
Yeah.
They threw a lot of guys that people were like, I've never heard of any of these players, and they're all catching like the ball all the time.
all the time.
Tons of guys that I think there were like 18 total receivers that had a touchdown on the Bills. It's like, dude,
Yeah, that's nice. That's what football should be, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the defensive side of the ball is
Ugh.
that's the side that's
Made me
always
want to
hurt.
throw up.
But this year, it's starting to look, and I say it every year, like, oh, this team's getting stacked. This team is getting stacked, and we just can't make it to the end. But like, I'm a little more hopeful this time. I think possibly at least reach the Super Bowl. If not, I'm like, then that's it. I think the window's almost closed, man.
In the NFL, you only get 4 or 5 years at
Yeah,
the
because
most.
we've had what since 2018, just slowly like a slow build up, kind of like the Bills from like '88 when they started to like really
Yeah,
turn
and
their
it
shit
peaked.
around.
And, yeah,
And then I think what '89
is when they broke out.
they lost in the playoffs to the Browns, right?
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
then the year after that was it. But that 89 was when it started to really
Started to
build.
pick up. Yeah,
And 90 was boom. That's it. That's the
it.
team,
They kicked
dude.
in the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you banking on them having that same thing, right? Like that same.
I'm not-
lightning striking.
I'm hoping.
Yeah,
I'm hoping.
I got you.
And the reason is because we've been building up since Allen was drafted.
Yeah.
I think he's always been good. It's just the right people were surrounding him at the right times. I'm not gonna lie. Like Diggs, I think did have
He had
a part in
big impact
in
yeah.
improving his play style. And then God, he left to the Dable. Brian,
Brian.
he had
Yeah,
huge,
yeah.
a huge
But he's a
impact on
quarterback
his-
whisperer.
Yeah.
So
Well, he couldn't do shit with.
Well,
Daniel
I mean,
Jones,
who
but
could?
that's-
I mean, goddamn, dude was terrible, dude. Fucking terrible.
Did you see him run?
Some people just can't be helped.
Dude could have run a touchdown.
Tripped over the
fucking tripped on
fucking carpet and shit. Yeah, carpet monster got his ass, and everybody he was looking back like, "What happened? Hey,
Yeah.
you fell, fool!"
And didn't he get teased by all this?
Yeah, everybody was laughing on the
guy.
sideline, dude. Like this dude, he's a clown.
So yeah, man, I'm really hopeful this year.
Well, they should be, but I don't know why they brought White back. What was the purpose in that?
That was something that I was like, yeah, I don't know, dude.
He
I
didn't
don't know why
do
anybody would.
good nowhere else he went. He didn't do
Yeah.
good with the Rams. He didn't do good with Miami, and now
Yeah.
he's back. What y'all want with him?
So, Jordan Poyer just recently had a quote He was quoted in an
Feelings is
interview
hurt.
saying, I guess they were asking him about Buffalo and his time there, and like this quote came up. He said, "I would love to retire with the Buffalo Bills."
Okay.
Now, the first comment I saw in response to this was from a Bills fan. Thanks, but no. He ran quicker to the Dolphins than Forrest ever ran to Jenny. And it's true. He fucking bolted, man. So I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good with that.
Yeah, plus he was getting burnt a lot, man.
And that's
burnt.
That's the thing, dude. Like,
get beat by any receiver,
Yeah.
any and all.
Re-signing Trey White, it's like, dude, like,
why would do that?
2 injuries in a row, right?
Yes, dude.
Severe injuries.
Yeah.
And it's like this
at
is,
his position, that's terrible. He's not a lineman.
Yeah, and he wasn't all that good in 2024.
He had that one good breakout season. That was it when he had all them interceptions.
Yeah.
And he went to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. So
I don't like, oh, he's the number one corner and all this shit.
I think the Bills have this problem with like these emotional attachment signings, like Barkley, for example.
Yeah.
Why did we have to keep re-signing him when there were other potential really good fucking backups like waiting? And it's just because we love him so much. You know, it's like I'm slightly hoping that that's not the reason, but I think that might be why they picked Trey back up. He was good in his prime. He was great at one point, but like this guy is injury prone and probably won't contribute much in 2025 anyway. I don't see him really starting, to be honest with you.
I hope he's not starting. Who are you gonna beat out?
Dane Jackson.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's his only competition, then.
By the way, for anybody listening, anytime Dane Jackson is playing, Ty over here throws the biggest shit fit. It gets pissed off.
The dude has no cover skills, dude. Like, no cover skills, no awareness. IQ is low for the sport. You probably just got a lot of speed. That's it. But that don't do you no good in the sport. You know what I'm saying? You got to have IQ. I'd rather have a high IQ player that's decent speed and know where he's going versus a guy that got burned and don't know where the fuck he at on the field. Like, that makes no sense. And that's exactly what he is.
Yeah.
You know, to me.
No, I'm not going to lie. I was so happy when they released him.
Yeah, me too.
So, seeing him back, I'm like, why?
I mean, I'm not I still got love for the Bills. I'm not a Bills fan, like, totally in. I love the NFL, period. But my point is, when I love more of players and how teams are playing and the players are developing more than I love the team. I look at players, not just the team. But what I see on certain defense is unacceptable. How do they accept that in the NFL? Like, this dude gives you nothing. Like, he's giving you nothing. How's he... It's other guys I'm sure is better. What is it that he's telling you that's letting you give him play time? You've given him more than enough time to show that he don't have it. He doesn't have it. His IQ is low. How come he's the only one getting picked on the defense? There's a reason for that. You can't hide him.
Yeah.
You know, and Kansas City exposed that all the time.
Yeah.
Every time. Fourth quarter. This fucker's in, he can't tackle. He's lost. The dude he's supposed to be on is wide open. You try to go zone. Can't go zone. Because he's covering his own man. That's how. Okay, I don't want to start cutting. But I don't want to say that's how dumb he is. But I'm just saying, like, dude, why are you in the same area your other players in? Like, everybody got their space, dude, in his own. I'm not going to get into breaking down football for everybody because everybody, you know, y'all ain't ready for that. But the point is... Just from looking at it on TV, trust me, when you see this guy play, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna get a chance in the NFL again to get picked on by somebody else's offense. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see what I'm talking about when his name come up. Yeah. You'll be like, "Dang, how this dude in the NFL? He must just be fast." Because the NFL is based on speed. They'll work on your IQ and they'll work on your skill, but you can't teach heart and want to. You know what I'm saying? Most of it is heart and want to. It ain't about size. It ain't about all of that stuff. You know what I mean? You got to want to play this game. You know, you got to be like one can short of a six-pack to even want to play this fucking game. Yeah. I played this game at a nice level. You know what I'm saying? Not a pro level, but...
This is why we always talk about the differences between modern, like today's NFL versus like early 90s, for example.
Yeah, yeah.
a much different game.
Way
One of the
way
biggest
different.
one of the biggest contrasts I think that a lot of people notice, because I see it all the time, is when people talk about the difference between like today and way back when. Pro Bowls.
Oh,
Dude, Pro Bowls in the 90s. Like
They-
these guys
played.
these guys played like they were playing for a championship.
yes.
Like hard as fuck, dude. These guys were
Yeah.
fucking.
You see, it got to where they made it flag football now. What kind of
Remember,
shit
they
is
kind of
that?
slowly dumbed it down. I don't know when that started happening.
It happened after what's his name got killed. Unfortunately, Sean Taylor, because he was the last person to hit somebody in the Pro Bowl the way, like it was a real game, and they was like, "Hold on, we can't be having that." I don't know if you remember, he hit that kicker, punter or whatever,
Oh my god! I
blasted
think
his ass.
Yes, I think I
on the
remember.
sideline.
Yeah.
He was trying to run with the ball, and he went over there, boom, and everybody was like, "Ooh!" But a lot of people didn't like that because they like, "Oh, it's the Pro Bowl. Why are you hitting $1 million kickers and shit like that?" You know what I'm saying? And the owners don't get it. It's always the owners, dude. When they see certain things, they like, "Hey,
Yeah.
that's my player. You can't, I need him. I'm paying him $10 million."
And this is just like an exhibition game. Like
Yeah, why is they playing like that? So they get at the commissioner, and everybody hates the commissioner. I don't know why. He's only doing what the owners say do. He's the voice of the owners. So
Yeah, I mean the owners have a yearly meeting
all
where they
the
discuss
time.
possible rules changes.
Yeah, they vote on it themselves.
Yeah.
Amongst each other. Then they bring it to him, say, "Hey, this is what we want."
Yeah.
So they say, "Okay, well, we got to talk to the NFLPA." Well, the NFLPA work for us. I mean, as quiet as it's kept.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they go along with what we put. So but he got to be the face of the league and say, "Hey, this is what we voted on." Everything's already done, dude, before the season even start. But they got to give us red tape. You know what I mean? And make the fans feel like, "Oh, okay." But everything's already done, dude. Like everything. So, with all that being done and said, yeah, the NFL, NBA,
All right, now I want to pick your
major
brains.
leagues.
Now I want to pick your brains about.
Yeah. Why do I
Movies.
feel like this is an interview? I feel like this is an interview. This is dope.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
today we're going to find out what recent horror movies Ty's been watching.
Oh, I haven't watched any, but this Friday, I'm not getting paid to promote this, but Final Destination Bloodline, I'm going to see it tomorrow, okay? I got to check it out. I don't miss those kind of movies. They weird as fuck. They make you think, and I don't like it because it does open your mind
And
up
this
to...
segment of the show is proudly sponsored by Final Destination. I'm
right.
just kidding.
But yeah, I love those. I love that we're getting something real soon. So, I mean, tomorrow. So it's like, I can't
Do
wait.
you think it'll have any sort of... I'm glad you brought that up because that I don't have to bring up a movie to talk about now. I loved the first 4. But I
Okay.
loved the first 2 the most.
Okay.
Especially the very first one was...
Well, yeah, because that yeah.
Hands down.
I mean, because nobody knew what to expect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to hold up to...
Oh yeah, man. I mean, because all it is just you creating a death, like a death that could happen. To me, that's what it looked like. You just
Yep.
create that anything can happen, will happen. You know what I mean?
I think the reason I'm bringing that up is because the movies were more... I mean, it wasn't like crazy explicit gore, but it was
No.
it was shock.
Yeah.
Like that shock and scare.
Like,
So my thing is it going to... do you think it's going to deliver the same amount of like that same feeling?
I watched the trailer.
Because after a while, you start to think like, wait a minute, Death must be getting really tired of getting fucked around with by all the fucking kids who keep surviving his
getting
shit.
fooled.
Yeah, like
We all know you can't escape death, dude. We
Yeah,
don't know
exactly.
when it's coming, and if you do know when it's coming, I'm pretty sure it's terrifying.
Yeah.
But the point is,
I think that's why most people prefer not to know.
yeah,
let it happen.
yeah.
But,
And speaking of, let me just run this by you right
Okay,
quick,
all right.
quick, just a yes or no.
I'm being interviewed now, guys.
Oh yeah. If you had the opportunity to find out when and how you're gonna die, would you take it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Would you?
Yeah.
Why?
So I know what's happening, man. I know I'm gonna go rob banks. I'm gonna go do all kind of shit because I already know what my date is. I'm gonna go.
You know, I always
I'm gonna mess
tease-
with hookers. I'm gonna do all kind of shit.
Yeah, I only got 2 weeks left. I gotta get started now,
I'm
man.
gonna do my thing. I'm gonna get my thug fizzle on.
Okay, I mean that's kind of a that's
never thought about it like that.
No,
it's like being
I
an
didn't.
invisible man, but you visible. Just do shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The reason I was saying no was because I don't know. For me, it just it takes away from like the naturality of it. Like,
I guess it's a word.
Shit,
it's our podcast. Nobody over here judging nobody. Shit.
It just, I don't know. It feels more like how it's
spelling
supposed
bee.
to be. You know, like.
I get you. I'm just saying,
The whole thing, like-
if you had a choice though to know,
Yeah,
would you want to know?
I mean, there would be a part of me that
Of
would,
course,
right? There's
yes,
always always
yes.
it's natural morbid curiosity.
Yeah.
But I would force myself to be like, no.
Okay.
And the reason
Because you
is,
know that came up in the movie too, right? Remember when the girl, the last one when the girl was able to see how everybody was dying?
Oh, yeah.
And he
Yeah.
was like, she's like, do you want to know? And he was like, I don't want to know. But he was like, but is it going to hurt? You know, shit like that. You know, she was like, well, do you like, I can tell you, you know. But anyway, that's funny, man. You know, it's funny. I was talking to my kids the other day coming from the Mother's Day cemetery, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I reminded my son of when he asked me one time when he was in elementary school. He said, I don't know how we got on the subject of, their friend's mom passed away from cancer and they had the funeral or whatever. So when I picked him up from school that day, he was like, Dad, can I ask you something? I was like, yeah, what's up, man? He was like, are you scared of dying? And I was like, whoa, where'd you get that question from? He
How
was
old is
like, he was like in the 6th grade, I think.
I think that's around the age when kids start asking stuff like that. Yeah.
So I said, man, what made you ask me that? He was like, I don't know, because my friend was sad his mom died, you know, because kids don't understand death, you know what I mean? So anyway, making a long story short, I told him, hell yeah, I'm scared. He was like, why? And I said, because I ain't never died before. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never died before, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm scared.
You only do it once.
Yeah. And I mean, once. There ain't no do-overs. So no matter how brutal it is or how quiet it is, you don't get to do it again.
Yeah.
And I don't want to turn, but, you know, anyway, I don't want to get off into that. But I'm just saying that's a weird thing that, now that we talk about it because of the movie or whatever. But the movie give you thoughts, you know what I'm saying? And I love.
No, it happens, man. I mean, like, I remember I hit a certain age in elementary school when I had learned in school that, like, people die. And I had come home and I asked my dad, like, are you going to die one day? And he, of course, was like, no, you know, I'm like this big, tough, macho guy. Ain't nothing ever going to happen to me.
Right.
And I started crying because I was like, I know he's lying.
Yeah. Silly stories.
But it's one of those things, like, yeah, kids end up discovering that, and it hits pretty hard because, yeah, like, then they start to think about, like, you know, my parents are going to die one day. I'm going to die one day.
Yeah, you start unfolding that flower, man. You start pulling that onion back. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, but
hold up.
Yeah, it's a very natural thing for kids to have that curiosity at some point.
Yeah. I just
But
thought
yeah, they all learn about it.
I
at some
just thought
point.
that was crazy, but his response though was
Why?
classic. Like, oh yeah, he was like, oh yeah, huh? You know what
Now
I'm saying?
imagine he was like, imagine if his response was, "Man, you're a bitch."
Ooh, he got popped in his lips.
I'm just.
You know, first of all, I ain't nobody's bitch. Let's get that straight. So anybody think about calling me that, you better be ready if you near me, 'cause I'm gonna pop you straight in your fucking mouth. I don't play those whole games.
Oh my god, why am I getting fucking "Don't Be a Menace" vibes right now?
I'm just saying, shit. No, don't talk to me that way. I don't talk to nobody that way. Yeah, you ain't gonna talk to me that way. Especially my kids saying that shit. Oh boy, you gonna get pop, 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 real quick.
I was fucking around.
Yeah, well, they grown now. We don't have to worry about all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying what would have happened if he would have said it. I'm just letting you know. Before he would have finished he would have been bit, and the rest of it would have been all fat lip. You know what I'm saying? He would have been like, you know what I mean? Like all fat lips, dude. Like you don't never call me no shit, boy.
All right.
When have I ever led you to believe that I had any bitch in me, nigga? What the fuck? Never.
We just went from a very serious. Are you afraid of death?
Yeah, I know, huh? Now we get into some other shit. I'm over here wanting to fight now. Shit. What? Who you calling a bitch?
Holy shit. Ugh.
But anyway, yeah, man, I don't play those games.
Okay. Final Destination.
Yeah. But I love those movies. I'm glad they're coming out. We got a Superman coming out.
How long ago did the first Final Destination come out?
Oh, the 90s.
No, it's got to be like 2000s.
I think it was like 99. I could be wrong.
No, I gotta look.
You could be right. You could be right. Cause
I mean,
when was the last one?
We're the No Facts podcast, but I'm just asking because I'm trying to figure out if it came out around the same time as like all those teenage movies were like all the craze at the time. Like I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh yeah. I think it was around all of that kind of shit because all of them kind of spent off seemed like each other. And remember we said no facts, you guys. So don't be pulling up shit. Talk about.
I mean, you're right. 2000.
It was about 99, right, or something like that.
The first movie was 2000.
Yeah.
So it was made in 1999.
Yeah. Whatever, man. Yeah. It don't matter. They
Don't
made their money off of it.
this.
Yeah. No fact checking. Fuck it. Wrong. I'm just wrong. I don't care.
But that first one was good, dude. I still remember being
classic.
scarred. I was scarred for life with the scene of the log falling off the truck and smashing into the car.
Oh, that's
the first one.
No.
That is the first one.
With the log with the highway, right?
Yeah.
No, because that was with the girl was tripping. It was about the girl. Remember the first one was about a boy. The boy, he started it. The guy on the airplane.
Oh, god damn it, you're right.
Yeah, part 2 I think was that one.
Man, no, I just got fact checked.
No, because we talking about it. Ain't no facts. I'm just saying that, part 1 was with the guy. Part 2 he died in part 2.
Yes, you're right.
And it carried on with.
See, look, I just went with believing this shit that showed me the fucking.
But anyway,
this when searching for the first one.
That was a horrible way to go with that.
Fuck yeah.
That thing.
Well, at least I can guarantee you that was instant.
Oh yeah, you seen all of.
He did not feel that.
No, hell no. And just like the guys who went down that sub, remember for the Titanic, and it imploded. You remember a couple of years ago?
Oh,
and it imploded, and they tell you how fast you disintegrate when that happens. It says it gets very hot, and after that, you just turn to liquid. Mm-hmm. That shit is crazy. How do they know that, though? How do they know they didn't feel nothing? How do they know that?
That's true.
Because it's like, I know some type of panic had to set in when he couldn't get control of, with no feedback or nothing happening. It had to be something to alert them to like, oh shit, we in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I would have got on there with fucking him working with a joystick from a fucking PlayStation anyway, dude. Something that take batteries, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? You're not taking me that far up under the ocean with that.
Well, we do know that pressure itself builds like the further deep you go down.
Oh, no doubt. It could crush anything.
You would start to fucking.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
But anyway, brutal. Yeah. So that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, that's.
So, what movies around that time did you like?
At that time,
I was picky about those movies, dude. Like,
oh man, shit. We talking about 25 years ago.
Isn't that crazy? It was fucking that long ago. Dude?
That long ago, and this franchise is still running. Though.
I still remember being a fucking teenager, and not even because 2000 I was already 18s, but like, yeah, like watching those movies, because my dad was all into horror stuff, and he would pick that shit up all the time. So we'd always be watching that stuff, and I still remember that shit like it was yesterday. But it's crazy how like it's that long ago.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It is insane, dude. Like, I don't remember per dates or whatever. But back then, I know we were still getting our Friday 13th franchises. We were still getting Michael Myers was still kind of going strong. Freddy was still kind of going strong. You know what I mean? So,
wait, how far back are you going?
The early 2000s. The early 2000s.
I think early 2000s was what H2O.
So I know, it had to be because I remember Busta Rhymes was in one, but that was in the 90s. Busta Rhymes, he was in H2O. Busta Rhymes, so that was in the 90s. That was like 98.
Can you believe that's its own timeline? Isn't that insane?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You watch Halloween from 1978, the first one, and then you watch H2O. That's it. Those are those two movies. That's it. The other ones are all like separated in their own. Like apparently they're like 4 or 5 timelines. That's the thing that blows my mind with Michael Myers, because that was the first time H2O, I believe, the first time they set the narrative that like no, they're not related. But the original movies from like 1, 2, then 4, 5, 6, that's its own timeline.
Yeah.
And that establishes that they are related. Strode and Myers.
Yeah.
But then they did that one, then they did the Rob Zombie one, then
Yeah.
they did, I mean, Jesus Christ, man.
I know it's so many, huh?
Yeah, dude, it's insane.
So many, man.
And then they
So
have
many.
the modern one right now, which also established that they're not related.
Yeah.
I think they hinted at it in the first one, right? They teased it, and then they followed through with it in the movies back in the day.
Yeah.
But I think Carpenter just wasn't a fan of that. He was like, "Nah, scrap it.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be related."
Right. I can see that.
Yeah.
But what you feel about the new Superman that's coming out? You been seeing the trailers for that?
Yeah, it looks like ass.
I know.
It
I'm
looks
kind of
like
worried.
pure dog ass.
I'm kind of worried, man.
Henry Cavill and Christopher Reeve to me are like the only two
The
Superman.
two,
That's
yeah,
it. Henry
yeah.
Cavill did such a fucking good job being Superman,
at it,
dude.
huh?
He
He looks spot on.
dude, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This new guy, it's almost like he's trying really hard to look like Cavill, but he looks like a Temu version of Cavill.
Yeah, because I think he's computer generated on most of the
oh
shit.
my god, are you
You
serious?
you could tell the AI in it, right? Have you seen the trailer for
No,
it?
I've seen screenshots. I've seen like little clips of stuff from it.
Yeah,
but I haven't
dude,
watched the
it
full
looked.
trailer.
He kind of looked computer gen. I don't know, man. You gotta just take a look. You know more about the computer shit than I do. But you'll see it. If I can spot it, you'll definitely spot it. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, okay, he right here, he's a computer. Okay, you know, he's an AI.
And then, I
right
don't
here.
even know if this is going to be tied to the DC cinematic universe,
I don't think so.
or is
I
that
don't-
whole thing dead
Because
now?
remember, he got the dog in it now.
They
got
yeah.
the super dog in
they,
it.
They couldn't. Do you notice DC really fucked that whole thing up, dude? They really had no idea how to handle the their little cinematic universe that they started. It was like, dude, I don't know how you guys can't just take cues from Marvel. I mean, Marvel's kind of been fucking their shit up now too lately, but when they were really on a roll, I mean, they had that shit down, dude. And DC had every opportunity to make
Yeah.
their shit so good,
Yeah.
and they fucked everything up. They ruined
Yeah.
the whole fucking thing, dude.
Yeah. Well, they come up with too much shit back to back to back. Like, I don't mind when they drop like that, dude, but like keep the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like every time we see one, we don't have to see him from a kid growing up. Take off into something else that he's Superman. He can do other shit. You know what I mean? Like do
Yeah.
other shit. I mean, why we always got to see Lex Luthor? Why we always got to see like come up with other shit, dude? Like
Yeah.
not from him birth. We already got that part. We know he came from Krypton. We know he's this. We know he's that. We know his parents. You know, we know his dad. We know. Stop with that part of it. He's already grown. He's working at the Daily Planet. He banging out Lois Lane. And let's go from that part. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep starting from a kid and your version of it as him growing up. I'm tired of that part. So I'm hoping they don't do that in this one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They probably will. Because the thing is, if it's not part of the cinematic universe, they're going to treat it like its own movie, and they'll have to give him an origin again. And it's like,
I know. That's what I'm kind of dreading, man.
yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly.
How did you feel about Ben Affleck as Batman?
It wasn't bad. He wasn't bad.
If I remember correctly, his version of Batman was based on the Dark Knight Returns version of Batman. in the
Yeah,
comics.
I was gonna
More-
say his was based
Frank
on more of
Miller's.
the
I think Frank Miller did that.
Yeah.
The guy who did Sin City.
Sin City. Yeah.
That because he's also a comic book artist.
Right.
He or a writer. I don't know.
Whatever.
Goddamn.
It don't matter. No facts, man. Don't worry about it.
Well, he's
something.
there.
Yeah.
But his version of Batman is a lot more visceral, like really gritty. His version of Superman was pretty badass too, but that never came to light in the movies.
Yeah.
But did you ever hear about shit like Johnny Cage? Oh my God, Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas
like,
Cage.
almost being Superman.
Yeah, dude.
And
I was like, you can't pull that off. You don't have that look, dude.
well, it would have been a different. The way they get away with this is because there are 52 dimensions in the DC universe, and they all have their own versions of like Superman and Batman
Right.
and all this stuff.
Okay.
So he would have been an alternate universe's Superman.
Okay.
And from the story that they were trying to tell, I thought it sounded pretty decent. But I had no idea that guys like Kevin Smith wrote scripts
Yeah.
for Super. I mean, there was even I don't know if it was Kevin Smith or not, but someone had wrote a script about Doomsday. And
Yeah.
I thought that shit sounded awesome.
Yeah.
We'd finally be able to get like a death and resurrection of Superman storyline in the movie.
Well, I was hoping
in the
that this
movies.
was what this was going to be, right? But I noticed that they kind of making it kind of cartoonish, not cartoonish, but they put a monster in it, actual monster in it.
Wait, are you talking about this one?
Yeah, the new Superman. They put a monster in it.
It does look cartoony to me.
Yeah.
The fact, well, even with the dog and like, I don't know, dude, it just felt very goofy. I got very goofy vibes from it.
Yeah, I'm gonna still go see it. But the point is,
come on, man.
Yes, I'm gonna go see it, man. I just can't help myself, man. And we got other shit coming out too. I forgot a couple of other movies that's dropping, man. Oh, Conjuring. We got another Conjuring coming out, and they're older now, so I don't know how they're gonna branch it off to maybe the daughter or somebody doing the shit now. It kind of looked like that's what they kind of spinning it off to, right?
Wasn't there a Conjuring 2?
Yeah.
So is this like a part 3?
This is a 3 or 4 or some shit like
damn.
that. But they all good to me.
Do you remember when a lot of those movies were really big for a while? Conjuring,
Yep.
oh my god.
The Nun.
Yeah, that.
The Nun is a spinoff from The Conjuring. Yeah. Annabelle. Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that shit, dude.
Did you like Paranormal Activity?
No.
None of them?
No.
I thought the first one was okay.
I can't get into shit like that, dude, because I know.
Really?
Yeah.
What about it was not scary?
I just can't get into shit like that. Just the title alone don't attract me.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
They gotta I gotta have seen something of it before or see something that is gonna attract me to the movie. See, Conjuring got me in because they did such a good job with the ones that they did already, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in. Let's put it like this. If they did another Exorcist, I'll be in. You know what I mean? Certain movies I won't be in is Freddy versus Jason. I won't do. See what I'm saying? Like certain movies draw me in once I see the first two. Then it's like, okay, yeah, all right.
Knowing what you like, it's news to me. Like I had no idea you were into The Conjuring. I've always thought.
I love that shit.
I thought The Conjuring was ass, dude.
For real?
Yeah.
I like that shit, man.
Conjuring is to me a slight retelling and kind of like let's take the ball and roll with it off of what Amityville Horror presented.
Okay, it can fit in that genre.
Because is The Conjuring about the couple?
Well, she's able to feel.
She has a husband, right?
Yeah, he's more of the. Let me get this right. He performs the exorcisms, okay, but he's not a priest.
Yeah.
But somehow he connects with her, and they come together, and they know how to. She draws the spirits out. You feel me? Because that's her connection. Her connection.
I was gonna say, are they known as the Lutzes? But the Lutz were the people who lived at the Amityville house.
Yeah. So. And how true is Amityville anyway? I don't even believe that shit. But anyway.
I don't think it was either.
Because people living in that house and ain't shit happened.
Yeah.
But anyway,
yeah. Ever since, yeah.
I think it was just a movie with that bullshit, dude.
Well, I mean,
they tried to say it happened, like.
Yeah.
That. I don't know. I don't believe that shit.
I don't know if they ever confirmed what happened with the priest when he blessed the house. How
flies and shit got.
Yeah. Apparently that really happened, but I'm like, did you ever bother asking the priest if it really happened?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. I want to hear from the people who really went through the shit.
Yeah, but apparently, I mean, this was all based off of a book that they wrote.
Yeah, see,
and
yeah, I ain't believing that shit.
But
because people live in their house. Who's gonna live in the house where you know all that shit took place, dude?
Bro, but the paranormal investigators that went there are the ones that are responsible for. They're the ones mentioned in those movies that you like.
Okay.
That couple.
Okay.
That couple is the couple that did the investigation of the Amityville house when the Lutzes were still living there.
Okay.
And they said, yeah, the walls bled and the fucking house spoke to us and shit like that.
Okay.
But the story behind, I mean, this all started because what's his name? Ronald DeFeo Jr.
Yeah.
Is the guy who killed his family in that house.
Yeah.
That was before the Lutzes moved, or I don't even know if that's what they were. That was their name. No. But he killed the family, and then when he went to court and they asked him, like, why'd you do it? He said, because the house told me to.
Yeah.
Or
well, you know.
The voices in the house told me to.
You know how people play.
So they,
Come on now. Come on, man.
So, I don't know if they just went with that, and because...
Listen, I've been living 57 years. Ain't no voice never came to me and told me a goddamn thing other than You know what I mean? So I don't be buying when people be talking about that.
Okay, so they are called the Lutzes. But Ed and Lorraine Warren,
Yeah.
those are the paranormal investigators.
Yes.
And
they're
they're
The
the ones-
Conjuring. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it is based off of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, these are the people that said, we saw what we saw there.
But we know now it's branching off into just being, a movie to sell. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah, I'm sure.
There's
But
no more.
They're just using the name to
They kind of, yeah.
to pitch the ongoing story.
But yeah, they started the Amityville shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I remember being as a kid, I remember it being on the news and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Says they believe the house was possessed by a demonic presence.
But people living in there. So where did the demon go?
Still today.
Where did the demonic
I
presence
think
go?
every family that lived there after the Lutzes said, there's nothing wrong with this house.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Wasn't nothing wrong with it for the first place. That fool just took some acid. He took some acid. He took some PCP. It got lost, dude. They just went there and did some dumb shit to his family, dude.
Yeah.
Unheard of shit.
I will say this though, I like the movie.
How do you know to grab a gun and go and wear bedrooms and go come on, man.
I like the first movie.
Fools
though.
be lying.
Did you like the movie?
Yeah.
Did you like the remake? I thought the remake was dog shit.
Yeah, it was crappy. That's why
I
they
am
did
sick
no
and
more
tired
of them.
of people.
They did like 3 of them
movies.
because Ryan Reynolds played in one too.
That might be the most recent remake.
Yeah, I think he was the last one.
I mean, there's still Amityville house movies made, like Amityville, whatever the whatever, they have all these spin-offs. But
Yeah.
the main remake of the movie was, I believe, with Ryan Reynolds, and that was a very weird movie. It was bad.
'Cause he was
But the original was good, dude. The very first one.
That was like one of his first movies, to be honest with you.
Was it?
Ryan Reynolds, he wasn't really known.
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago
yeah,
too.
long time ago. Yeah.
God, maybe what, like 2009, 10,
Dude,
something like that.
probably earlier. I mean, like,
Yeah. But I remember when I saw it, I was like, that was one of the movies that got it into my brain. Like,
because
I'm
remember
not
he was
watching
doing
these remakes
Deadpool
anymore.
like in 2000.
Oh, more recently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his
dude.
franchise, and he's great in that.
Oh yeah, for sure. But you haven't answered. Did you like the first movie?
Amityville.
Yeah.
I liked the first one,
Yeah.
but after that, it got to be a little bit too weird.
You know who played the wife?
Margot Kidder, right?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fucking crazy.
She's passed away now.
Yeah, that sucks.
She had schizophrenia. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah. She was dealing with a lot during
Because she
Superman.
played in Superman. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard some fucked up horror stories for her about the shit she was going through. She had some really bad
Yeah, she
problems.
became homeless and shit like that, dude.
Yeah, it was fucking sad, dude.
You know? Just like you would never think Princess Leia. What's her name?
Oh yeah, she went through some shit too.
Yeah, dude. I mean, she passed away now. She died on a fucking airplane of all places.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And her mom died the next day.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
some shit,
I
huh?
remember hearing
Debbie
about that.
Reynolds. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That was weird shit. You know, I don't know. But,
Why did we get into celebrity deaths?
I don't know, man. Because we just tripping off of everything right now.
But I do remember, Amityville 2.
Yeah.
That was
That was what's his name?
I will say this. There are parts of that movie that fucked with me because at the time when I watched it, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like,
Yeah, it's scary. He's a kid.
The dad was, oh god.
He played on Knots Landing.
He was in Rocky movies.
Yeah, and he played on Knots Landing.
What is that?
Like Dallas. I don't know if with J.R. Ewing.
Oh my God. Who shot J.R.?
Yeah, all that shit. Dude. Knots Landing was their competitor. Like
Okay.
soap operas and shit.
Bro, have you ever heard of a movie called Blood Beach?
I have.
He's in that movie. He's the detective in that movie.
Yeah. He played a lot of shit, dude.
And it's hilarious because he acts the way he does in the Rocky movies in Blood Beach. Like that annoying uncle character.
Yeah.
But Blood Beach was that. Look, we just went off tangent, but I don't care because Blood Beach was good. I still have this movie on DVD actually. It's a bootleg movie, but I remember seeing that as a kid and being like really messed up because I was like, the fucking beach is eating people. Like,
Yeah.
what was it? It was like this like giant worm creature.
Yeah, it's like
that was in the
dude.
sand, and it would like open up and fucking
Yeah. It was kind of like Tremors.
yeah.
You know.
It was crazy, dude.
I don't know.
There were some crazy
I think
scenes of
people
dudes
come
getting
up
ripped
with
in half.
People just get high and shit and just come up with shit, dude. And we gonna check it out though.
Hey, you want to talk about getting high and coming up with shit? How about Piranha, dude? Well, the first one was okay, but Piranha 2, when they were fucking flying,
3D and shit, dude.
They're flying now.
Bit off my man's weenie and shit, and he on the boat top of it. Oh, they took it. Oh, come on, man.
You know that movie got remade.
Again?
Oh, well, I mean, there was... So the original one, I think, was like in... It's got to be like 78 or 79, something like that.
Yeah.
That one was good.
That
Then,
put Piranha on the map, by the way.
The second one came out in like 80-something, and that one was a little more goofy. That was when they were fucking flying now. Although I do remember being terrified of that because I was like, what the fuck? Fish that can fly that'll eat you? Like, holy shit. But yeah, Piranha... Damn, dude. Those are some good old fucking days, dude, for horror movies, man. Crazy fucking
now
shit.
Now they try to get too specific, dude. Like the graphics are so... They pay more attention to storyline now. I don't like that, dude. Let's just get into what we doing here. Like, I want killing. I want guts. I want cut. I want throats being cut. I want to see the knife going in.
Have you ever seen The
eyeball?
Burning?
Who?
The Burning. You need to watch that if you haven't.
Oh,
it's a slasher movie. It's literally like a Jason knockoff, but it's a little different.
Jason knockoff.
And this dude goes with fucking giant shears.
Oh wow!
And the scenes are insane. There was a scene where he fucking popped up in a boat with survivors that were trying to run away from him. He fucking killed them all, dude. He fucking brought that shit down on a chick. Like in here, fucking this other person tried to hit him from behind. He turned around and fucking chopped that dude's arms off. He was like, ah!
Oh my god!
Cut heads off. Like it was insane, dude. It was crazy. But I think it had to do with a little boy getting burned accidentally alive in a camp.
Okay.
And then they assume he's dead, but he's now on the camp, like killing everybody.
Okay, so it's kind of like I Know What You Did Last Summer type shit.
Kind of, yeah. But
right.
it is really good though. It's called The Burning. You really should watch it. It's really fucking good. It's literally like watching a Jason movie from the 80s. Like it's right up there.
Okay.
Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah, I saw that.
I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, Sleepaway Camp. Yeah, I remember that one.
How about what's his name being in that movie? The dude from Seinfeld, Costanza.
Yeah.
It's like, so that's where you got your start, huh?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you be surprised, huh? When you see their faces and other stuff, you be like, oh, that's how you got your start.
You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like you had to start off this low budget ass.
Did you like that movie?
It was alright. I mean, you know what, man?
The twist didn't get you at the end?
Yeah, it always does, but
you were like, what the fuck?
It reminds me of watching Scream. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of got that, I don't know, it's the DNA of a Scream movie, dude. Like, I mean, even though it's before Scream, but I'm just saying, like, I don't really get into Scream because, you know, as soon as the movie starts, you're looking at which one. You're like, okay, it's this one. It's this person.
But you do know that those movies are based off of a real serial killer.
Well, yeah, but they put a little bit too...
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like, because it could be...
No, I wasn't a fan of
somebody that they running with. How they just changed that fast?
The first one was okay, though.
Yeah, because you didn't know.
You said it and you leave it. I think it would have been fine if they just made that one movie and that was
but
it.
not in it.
Like, how do you... Like, what... Like... At a certain point, it starts to run dry. It's pretty stale, dude. Like,
but I still go see it.
Oh my god!
I still go see them.
I waited for the most recent one to drop on digital to watch it, and I thought it sucked.
Well, what's the name? Son played in it. Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son. He's an actor. Huh. He was the black dude in it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, he mixed looking, but he was black dude. He was the main character. It was four. The two girls. It was him. No, the three girls. 4 girls. It was 4 girls and him. And they was called the something crew. They named themselves something. They were just tripping anyway. But anyway, I kind of like the girl that the main actress in it though. I don't know her name.
Newest Scream movie?
But she got the long black hair. She kind of looked like the Wonder Woman chick, but a younger version, kind of thicker and better.
Yeah, I will tell you, man. I fell in love with Gal Gadot when she played Wonder Woman.
She's cool, but dude, I seen her like without all that shit. She's very thin, man. You know, and I'm like, okay.
You know, they have to alter themselves for roles.
Well, no, I think the camera does shit to them too, though. It enhances their bodies and shit.
Who's the dude from 300? The guy who played Leonidas?
Oh, Gerard Butler.
Did you see the crazy ass fucking shit, like the regimen he had to go through to get fit for that movie?
Yeah, and it still wasn't him. It was computerized still too.
After the, not that I remember, because right after they talked about like, wouldn't you want to keep that? And he was like, fuck no. Like right after the movie ended, he got chubby. He got fat.
Yeah,
and he was like,
he's still chunky.
Yeah, he was like, "This is me." He was like, "I had to work to get that." He was like, "That's not me." I was like, that's
I know
That was
that
wild.
regimen had to be crazy.
Oh my
and
God,
then the
dude.
computer still had to cut you up some more.
yeah. All the
Like,
dudes in that movie, that's crazy.
everybody was in shape. Everybody.
That shit was insane.
Yeah, 300 was good though.
That fucking movie was amazing.
I love that. I just love when.
That's Frank Miller too, by the way. The guy who did Sin
Oh, you
City.
can tell by how his movies look, dude. Like they got
the very
like how
similar art style.
what's his name? He's done some movies that he done the vampire movie back in '96 with
Vampire movie.
with Selma Hayek was in it. Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Robert Rodriguez.
No, Quentin Tarantino.
Oh,
He does all those. His movies are kind of like the same.
the feet guy.
Yeah.
You know, when I watched that movie and I see Selma Hayek put her feet in his mouth, I was like, that motherfucker wrote this.
Yeah.
He wrote himself to be the character in that scene.
That's funny, he played in the movie that he's directing, dude. That's
It's like-
funny.
This motherfucker put himself
Yeah,
there.
he did.
I'm making this
I ain't
movie.
mad at it though.
I'm gonna have
But,
her
I'm gonna
put
take
her
this
feet in my
part.
mouth.
I'm gonna take this part. I couldn't find a character for this, so I gotta fill in. You know what I mean? I had to fill in. I couldn't find nobody to kiss her feet. Knowing that it was a line of fools lined up. That's all I gotta do is just kiss her feet. Like, suck her toes. Yeah, you don't fit the part.
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I'll take it
God,
out.
I gotta take one for the team. Shit. You know. But yeah, his movies is the same too. Like, you can tell who makes their movies. Like, they produce them the same. I don't know. Am I making sense to you?
Yeah.
They kind of look the same.
Artistic style.
Yeah.
Colors.
And the same
aesthetics.
actors and all
Yeah.
that kind of shit too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, but yeah, 300 was great. Dusk Till Dawn was great. I mean, I loved what's his name's character, George Clooney.
I was gonna say Sex Machine Gun. He was cool.
No, he was cool. You know, he does the Friday the 13th.
Yes. Well, Sex Machine Gun was. Why can't I think of his name right now? He's the makeup artist for Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah,
For
he does all this horror
Tom
movies.
Savini. Tom Savini.
He does a lot of horror movies, dude.
Yeah.
A lot. And he had a lot to do with Jason, dude.
Yeah,
a lot.
he branched out and created his own version of Night of the Living Dead, which I thought was really good.
Yeah,
it was a really well done one.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I like George Clooney in there, man. That dude he was hardcore, dude.
By the way, can I just say, I know people have probably talked about this forever, but the ending of the original Night of the Living Dead,
with Tony Todd, right?
I believe so. Yeah,
Tony
that
Todd.
poor black dude,
Tony Todd.
the sole survivor.
And by the way, he's in this Final Destination, but he don't look the same. You can tell he was kind of sick or something, dude. He had his face looked smaller. Like, I was like, that's Tony Todd playing. That was his final part in the movie, like final movie.
Yeah.
This Final Destination that's dropping tomorrow. He played in it, but when you see the trailer, you gonna see it don't look like him though.
So it was his final destination.
That was his Final Destination, dude.
I love Tony Todd, dude.
Yeah, but he playing the Night Living Dead, the ending, dude.
Candyman.
He went crazy, dude. I mean, who wouldn't?
We're already way over. So
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So before we get out of here, Candyman.
No more. Please.
What do you mean? Because you're gonna go on a tangent.
I didn't really care. Yeah.
Wait, are you serious? What the fuck?
Bruh,
What?
I love
What?
Tony Todd. I love him, dude, but I didn't like Candyman, man. It was a weird ass. I don't want to. I don't want to make it sound like this, but it was a weird ass white acid trip movie, man.
All right. How can you say you love Hellraiser?
Hellraiser was cool. It was weird as fuck too, though.
Okay, but I thought you liked Hellraiser.
So I watched the first one. That was the only one I could.
That's Clive Barker.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I will admit, Clive Barker is wild.
Way out
His
there,
horror
dude.
is insane.
Yeah.
He did Lord of Illusions. He did the Candyman series.
Yeah.
And from what I understood, a lot of his stuff is based on his dreams.
Yeah,
Which
acid.
is
Tripping off
scary.
acid. Yeah. But,
so that's why when you said that, and I was like, wait a minute, didn't he tell me once he liked
Candyman was cool. Hellraiser was cool. I watched the first one. Then it started getting kind of weird. Like,
did you see the remake?
yes, dude.
Fuck, dude, that movie was bad.
I saw. I just can't get into it. You know, I still go see them though. I still go see him. It's just not nothing I be like, okay, you know.
Why couldn't they get Tony Todd for that movie?
I don't know, but he did a lot of voiceovers and shit.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Did a lot of voiceovers. But anyway.
Candyman was great. I'm sorry.
No,
Don't listen to him. It's an amazing movie.
It was cool. It's just not my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? It's not my cup of tea.
You didn't think the
I mean, what was the purpose? He was killing everybody because he wanted to bang out the white chick, dude. Like, what was up with that?
Well, hey, that was
other,
unfair.
It was other white coochie he could go get.
Yeah, he had to go after the farmer.
He just had to do this one. He killing everybody because of this one.
Yeah.
Like, you know how much other coochie is out there, bro? I know you ain't been dead that long.
His death was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Fuck,
I know,
dude, to get what, like
Hung,
sliced up and then covered in honey and for the
put
fucking bees to come.
and shit
Oh
on
god,
yeah, dude, that was
Cut off his
horrific.
arm. Oh,
yeah, that was horrific.
So when I saw that, I was like, that motherfucker should be going out and getting his revenge, man.
Yeah, he went through all that. Go ahead and bang her out, bro. You went through all of that.
Yeah,
go
why
ahead
not?
and get you some.
Why not?
Yeah, she owe you that.
All right, so we got to talk about sports today. We got to talk about some movies, and I'm a little disappointed because I don't think we talked enough about sports. But whatever. I mean, that's what
That's
the
okay.
podcast is for.
We'll be back. Yeah, we'll be back. We're gonna keep on wanting more. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You're gonna want more people. And do us a favor. Please subscribe. Okay. Tell a friend. You know. Help us blow up. Please leave a comment in the comment section, okay? That will help us. We're trying to get this channel to grow, okay? Please, 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 please. Thank you. I don't mind you texting me in personal messages and everything, but go and like it too, okay? And you can still text me. I don't mind.
For those who have his number.
Yeah, for those who have my number. And in this closing, I think I gonna say what I always like to say. Be good, and if you can't be good, be safe, and if you can't be safe, be careful, and if you can't be careful, fuck it, name it after me. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice might change their life.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Every Thursday, drop a new episode, so be on the lookout for episode 3 coming up next. This has been episode 2, No Facts Podcast. Thank you, Ty.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you guys for listening. And we have one final
Hey, Mary's here.
goodbye. Our producer's here.
She's just in the cut. She says hello.
Well, we're saying goodbye.
Yeah, we say bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, there we go. She speaks, y'all.
See you next week,
She
everybody.
learned a new word.
See you next week, everybody.
If you like this episode and want to hear more or to find out when the podcast drops new episodes, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for listening to the No Facts Podcast. We'll see you next time for another round of discussion that covers everything and that's verified by nothing.